Oh, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. 17th of May, 2020. Really crazy week here, so that's why not very many videos. A while ago, I had mentioned to a bunch of people that there were going to be countries that came against the Gates Foundation. And now they are. They are. They've come against the Gates Foundation. One country in particular is India. Apparently, during a forced inoculation, go figure, forced, mind you, forced, against your will, they put the Gardasil shot into like 500,000 kids in India. India is now suing Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Well, can we maybe get to the bottom of that at some point? FDA, American Health Association, whatever. I mean, we've got these committees. Why are we not looking into this? But that's not the half of it. The other part of this is, last week I did a video. I think it was last week. I'm not sure, but I can pull it up. It was a week ago. And the video was called Tanzania, a Fruit and a Goat. Well, it turns out we didn't know where these tests came from, and then we found out they were donated so wholeheartedly and, you know, with love from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to the Tanzanian government, saying, here, test all your folks. And the president of Tanzania was extremely smart, and he said, I want to test some other stuff first. So he did, two of which was a goat and a fruit, and both of them came back positive for the beer cold. So apparently it's now coming back to bite Mr. Gates in his butt, and that's good, because Mr. Gates is, as far as I'm concerned, his father worked very closely with Planned Parenthood, one of the main supporters of Planned Parenthood, and wants to depopulate the world. Anybody who's on that idea where, hey, we're going to depopulate the world and it's fine. Wait. Who's choosing who to get culled? Because I want to live. And I think most of the people around me want to live. So who are you going to depopulate? Because what you're doing now, by you shutting down the United States, what's going to happen to the third world? Without the first world, the second world can't support what it's doing, and then the third world falls away. We don't want that to happen. Nobody wants that to happen. I don't want anybody fighting or starving on this planet. This planet has more than enough space for everyone. The greed needs to go away. The greed needs to go away. Either way, it ain't gonna happen. But I just saw a video this morning. I got notified for it. Thousands flood the beaches in defiance of lockdown orders. And the person who put it up is somebody I follow. Is Mr. Poole. And he just came out with another video proof positive, that anybody who talks against what's going on, against any Democratic governor, against any Democrat in Congress or Senate, immediately gets shadow banned. Now, there's been a guy on the air for decades in Texas screaming about this same issue. About being, shadow banned and censored, and they're censoring conservatives on the Facebook, on the Twitters. Parler doesn't do it. Parler won't won't do any of that. BitChute doesn't do it. They're privately owned. You know, they're not publicly traded. And quite frankly, unless you are a publisher, you have no right to ban anyone's stuff. The platform is a public forum. That means if I want to go stand in the middle of town square and debate people on whether I think abortion should be illegal, you can't arrest me for it. You might not like what I have to say, but you can't throw me in jail for it, because I haven't threatened anyone. What we've got here is a problem, ladies and gentlemen, and it has gotten very, very, very big. It was that cancer that your doctor said, it's just a little spot, don't worry about it. You'll be fine for the next couple of years. That couple of years, you ended up changing jobs, lost your health benefits. The bronze plan from the Obamacare era was really crappy. So you couldn't even go get checked for the cancer. And, you know, eventually you forgot about it. And that spot, you know, it vanished into your skin. You know, you didn't even think about it. And then one day, you wake up, and there's a lump on your side that's 4 inches in diameter, and it's the size of a baseball. And you're like, ah, crap, what's this? Ah, damn it, it's that cancer I didn't get looked at. Well, now you're done. So, to people like Tim Pool, and to people like the president and A.G. Barr, who are supposed to be there, you know, Tim Pool stands for the right stuff. I never thought I would ever be on the side of somebody who was, you know, more of a liberal, progressive stance than his. I enjoy all of his work. He's a very intelligent man. He's been around. He's seen places. He's seen things. And I mean, God bless him for doing what he does. He really, you know, he's kept me sane through the lockdown. He's in the same state I am, so that's kind of cool. But my biggest concern is how the censorship has been just skipped over. You know, I mean, you go out there and you say, well, Facebook's banning stuff I put up. Oh, it's against the policy. Well, what policy? It wasn't against the policy 12 hours ago. Now it is. This needs to stop. You're either a publisher or you're a public platform. One of the two. Now, if I say something you don't like, come at me with facts and let's discuss it. Don't throw your feelings at me, because your feelings are going to get you laughed at. I'm going to laugh at your feelings, because feelings mean nothing to me. I want facts. The fact is this. You have some major names, Jack Dorsey and his public relations officer, whatever her name was, and the woman from YouTube, and Alphabet, and Google. They're all getting investigated now by a Senate committee for antitrust. They are using a communist Chinese social credit score, and they're using the same techniques to censor people that Chinese communists have. I got 10 subscribers on my channel, and I'm sure every one of you thinks I'm crazy, and that's fine. You can think I'm crazy all you want, but I will tell you this. Most people have the same mindset that I have. They are just scared to death of being alienated and ousted and thrown to the wolves. I've been thrown to the wolves. I've had people that I truly cared about throw me to the wolves. I've had family throw me to the wolves. I've had jobs throw me to the wolves, because they don't want to hear the facts. They want to hear their namby-pamby, living in the plastic bubble, everything's roses and unicorns. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not. You are dealing with a cutthroat group of people who don't give a rat's ass about you. I have a neighbor. So why is he doing this? Why is the governor doing this? Why is he doing this? Because he doesn't fucking work for you. He doesn't work for you, dude. You haven't had a governor in this state of New Jersey work for you since as long as I can remember. You had Whitman, who was a total joke. You had Corzine, who robbed the state blind. You had that other weirdo who ended up getting caught sleeping with one of his interns, a dude, McGreevy. He was gay, who cares? And then we had that whale of a guy named Christie, who nobody liked, and quite frankly, I wasn't a resident here any longer, so I didn't care. We don't have people in government anymore that are worth a damn. I don't like Michael Moore, but he said something so true on the 28th of October, 2016, that the people who voted for the current president were looking for a human Molotov cocktail. We were looking for that human hand grenade that we could throw. Legally throw. And we legally threw it. Some of us, I think, just wanted to see what would happen. I'm one of those people. I'm guilty of that. Part of me believed everything he said. Not everything, but most. And the other part of me said, I want to see what happens when we throw a monkey wrench in this situation. I want to see what happens when you throw a wrench that doesn't believe in anything you're saying to the Democratic and to the Republican elites. I want to see what happens. But I think Tim Pool explained it the best. It was from one of his podcasts. In 2016, Bernie Sanders and his group of supporters came up to the establishment door with a torch and said, "Hey, we've got people down here and they're angry. We want change." And they just threw shit at him. They just threw stuff at him from the second and third floor and said, "Get out of here, Bernie. We fucking hate you." And then the other side, who said, "We've been screwed. The establishment screwed us. The mainstream media screwed us. Republicans, Democrats screwed us. The elites have screwed us. They all hate this guy. So we riled up the bull with the crazy orange hair and we let the ropes go." And he didn't stop when he got to the door and knock. He went right through it. He blasted through the door and he's going crazy in the house, throwing things around, breaking every window, breaking every vase, taking out the photos on the wall. And they can't stop him. He's uncontrollable. He says what he means what he says. You know what? He doesn't speak very presidentially. I don't care. I don't care how he speaks. I don't care if he insults somebody. I mean, all these folks out there that claim to be these badass people, they're, "Oh, I'm a tough guy. Oh, he hurt my feelings because he said you can't talk to people that way." And I'm the one that's a sea sucker. I'm the fag. And you're crying over the president saying something to one of these awful Democratic governors who just they're Nazis. You know, it amazes me that Antifa, the anti-fascist movements, are the ones that are fascist. Andy Ngo, a young Asian gay conservative reporter got his ass beat down at a protest in Seattle, Washington, where he spent a week in the hospital due to a concussion that he got from people throwing stuff at his head and kicking him in the head. If that isn't the pure definition of fascism, I don't know what the fuck is. And that's just my opinion here. But my opinion's based in facts, not in feelings. Because if everybody went on their feelings, we would have a hell of a fucking mess out there. Because if I went on how I feel, certain people would have major problems. But the facts are the facts. People have free will and choice. They can do what they want. You can vote for whoever the fuck you want to vote for. You don't have to vote. You can vote. You don't have to vote. You want to vote. You can vote. I don't really care. Mail-in votes, bad idea. Bad idea all the way around. both Democrat and Republican side. Number one. Number two, everyone's got a fucking thumbprint. Everyone. Your thumbprint when you're born, your footprint when you're born. Remember that? Birth certificate. There's your footprints and your handprints, you know? Thumbprint. If you're a naturalized citizen, you go in, put your thumb on the thing. It says, oh, you're a citizen. It doesn't give your name. It tells you if you're a citizen or not. And it cuts down voter fraud. Now, you can't tell me that that's racist, because it's not. The folks who live in the inner cities, they've got cars, they've got driver's licenses. You had people in California claiming that folks in Brooklyn and the Bronx, the minority communities didn't know where DMV was. They didn't know where Division of Motor Vehicles is. Well, they registered their cars, didn't they? They registered their cars. They got their driver's licenses, an ID to get a check, an ID to cash your check, an ID to get a job. How is that any different than using that to go vote? I don't want to suppress any voting in this country. By the way, to all you morons out there that want to say that Martin Luther King was a Democrat, you're wrong. His voter ID is public record. His voter registration card was public record. Seen it. It's archived at the Library of Congress. He was registered Republican. Why? Why was he a registered Republican? Because he knew that party, the other party, was the party of slave owners. When they lost the Civil War, they started the KKK. You know who worked hand in hand with the KKK, ladies and gentlemen? Margaret Sanger. Also, oddly enough, Hillary Clinton's mentor. She admired everything Margaret Sanger was doing, including Planned Parenthood. There's a letter, I'm going to make a post later, a letter that Margaret Sanger wrote to one of her colleagues in the in the whole Planned Parenthood thing. And it was a letter stating that they had to hide the fact that they were trying to get rid of certain groups of people from those people. 900 a day, ladies and gentlemen. 900 a day. 900 a day. That's how many minority babies from one community are murdered every day. Think about that. That's unacceptable. These folks have been stagnated at 38 million people since the 1970s. Now you got people wanting to vote for Biden. Biden? He's so over the top, I don't think he has a parking brake. Whoever was putting in those hair plugs severed a discernment lobe. He's out of his mind. And yet he was all for the Clinton crime bill. By the way, the Clinton crime bill, that was right after Hillary Clinton called certain criminals in this country super predators. So I don't know what that means, though. And I don't think she knows what that means, but whatever it is, it is. We've got a situation in this country, ladies and gentlemen. We are at a precipice. There's a crossroads here. We can either follow this nonsensical narrative of the beer cold and stay on lockdown, like the mayor of Los Angeles and New York, the governor of New York, the governor of New Jersey, Michigan, and all these crazy governors who think that they own the people. Or we can finally stand up and say with one voice, we're not going quietly into the night, ladies and gentlemen. I'm certainly not. I don't know about you. I'm not going to go quietly into the night. I will die on my feet before living on my knees. Eventually it's going to come out that the folks who voted for the governor of New Jersey made a huge mistake, because they voted for a die-hard, hardcore pedo. His AG is not here legally. AG of New Jersey is a visa overstayer, according to the records I've seen. So, you know, you can say what you want, you can do what you want, you can vote for whoever you want to vote for. But understand that if you voted for somebody who happens to not be here legally, and you've helped them before you've helped your own American citizen brethren and sister, that's a form of treason. So y'all need to read the Constitution. It doesn't say in lieu of or in spite of. It says shall not be infringed. What the New York mayor has done has completely violated the First Amendment rights of 8 million people. 8 million people, ladies and gentlemen. There are 8 million people on that tiny little island, and he told them, you can't protest me. There will be no protests or you will go to jail. I didn't realize we were pre-serfdom thiefdom. Pre-Magna Carta? Is that where we're at now? Because if that's the case, we're lost. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great Sunday. It's a beautiful day in the state of New Jersey. A little warm. I was complaining it was cold 2 weeks ago, and now it's broiling hot. So, God bless. Good luck. Enjoy the rest of your lockdown. And don't be stupid with that money you're getting from the government, ladies and gentlemen. Make it work for you. Make it work for you. Bye-bye.